Okay, good morning. We've got a frozen yogurt shop here at a strip center. So these are the only two things I'm here to deal with. We got a big glycol unit and an AC unit. And this is just an annual PM. So you can see they had covers and guards on everything. So I pulled them off. And based on what I see, it's funny. Debris would not have sucked stronger to the top than it would have to the bottom. So this is this way because the last person didn't do what I did and take these off because they're big covers, right? These big covers are like that. And so you gotta take them off if you're gonna clean. We're also gonna pull amp drawers and stuff while we're here. Make sure the contactor's looking good. It's not terrible, but I see some shine. This is nice and dry, but I see some shine right here. So I'm guessing this Schrader's leaking a little bit. But, yeah. So we're gonna get this taken care of, check the belt, check the filters, and then glycol unit. I talked about this last time. I don't like, well, let me not say I don't like. This is not my normal MO. Is it yours? These two fans run all the time. So when the unit's powered on, they're running. And that one is tied into a thermostat that, from what I recall, didn't have a leg of power tied in, so it's never gonna run. So it seems odd. We're gonna check those capacitors, make sure we're good. Also, especially on communal locations like this, where those are all different locations, I personally will step back and always make sure I have this shot of what the place looks like, because I'm going to clean the coils and then I'm going to wash all this stuff away and I'm going to make sure it's clean. Then I'm going to do this again so that, you know, if there's a problem and somebody grease splatters all up here, doesn't wash their crap away, and the roof becomes stained and now there's a problem of who did what, I've got documentation of what I've done and how I left things. Yeah. The owner of this location, this is the gun, by the way. The owner of this location said the last year's, the service company who did this told them they couldn't use a chemical because it would possibly damage the cars in the parking lot below us. We're in a bullpen and all the water runs that way to those drains. Now, I'm gonna clean the heck out of all this, but I don't know if you can see that these coils weren't white, and look what's coming out of them. Like, yeah, you gotta use chemical. You gotta get to the inside of the fan and blast them out. Also, let's real time this, right? So let's see. Well, it's gonna take a little longer because I gotta do it in one hand. I bet this step I'm taking does not add one physical minute to the job. Sorry, I know you're getting seasick, but I need to show you. Pull this out. Hey, looky there. Like, is that little tiny strip a deal breaker of the unit running? No. Has it ever been cleaned? No. Take the corner off, man. Same with this one of my 2 cents things. Like, this coil looks pretty clean right there. That section's really nice. But if you just keep rinsing and do the whole thing, look what I'm still getting out of it. Until that water flows clear, our coils are not clean. I haven't took the top off to see the coil based on the size. May or may not. Truth be told, I am unfamiliar with the intricacies of these Lennox units to tell you. So if you notice over here on the left side, mostly what's coming out is fairly clean, and as we work our way over, we're getting that sludge. And I'm pretty sure after this spray, I'm actually going to do it again. I'm going to hit it with coil cleaner one more time. Really get that stuff out of the innards of it, because I don't trust that it was cleaned well last year. I have been rinsing this side probably for a solid minute or minute and a half, and still I'm catching pockets. Yeah. Why you can't just spray it once with cleaner and then walk away and go, yeah, it's clean. The stuff we can't see that's actually the problem. Well, this is marinating one last time. I just went downstairs and confirmed that all these ice cream machines are turned off. Because if they're not off, even if they're in standby, they're gonna try to still stay at a safe temperature and refrigerate, and then they're gonna go off on high head pressure and be a problem. So let's get on it quick. 3 treatments later, 3. It's pretty clean, but still, look at the debris still coming out of it. Coil cleaners. Let me find the right word. There's maintenance and there's maintenance theater. Maintenance theater would be me using the brightening cleaner to make these fins look really nice on the outside and still be dispensing absolute garbage from the inside of the coil. Where what I'm doing is actually clearing out coils behind coils until we're straight and you've got clear water running through to the inside the whole way. Yep, I could have taken off the fan and gone from the inside out. I opted not to do that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on the unit. I've got the glycol unit behind me marinating. Look at that. While I'm circled around to this again. Probably a standard coil cleaning would have been done 30 minutes ago. And you still wouldn't have really cleaned the coils. So a fun observation you'll see is that this side of the coil is very clean after one trip, because this is the fan that's not wired to run. It never runs. While these two fans never stop running. Right, so I did not find any sort of leak here. The leak detector nor the bubbles, so I don't know, and it does feel drier. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. It felt like it was oil, but it's not. Contactor looks good, right? I mean, there's a little wear on the points, but looks okay to me for now. 1, 2, 3. Looks like, again, this is probably tapped wrong, but I'm not going to change. It's been tapped wrong since it was put in. I'm not going to mess with it now. Just roll on that. Unit's looking good. I've got this fired back up. I've got volume, right? So I've got my hose now, and I'm just going to keep kicking it down the road. While I'm working, my hose is just going to wash all this away. Because it's not okay, right? This is not my units. So it's not okay for them to be, you know, sucking in all the dirt that I leave here. So we got to wash all this off. Okay, final rinse. So we've got everything back together. Just gonna get the last of this debris. And it's taken, I feel like it's taken a half an hour. Because I had to run the water all the way down to that floor drain. We're in a shopping center. We're in a Publix shopping center. And the facility director for the center has already been up here and introduced himself to me. real nice guy, and no problems at all. Saw that there was a ladder. He wanted to come up and see what chemicals I was using. He wanted to see what I was doing, and he expressed his approval, and I assured him, which I was going to do anyway, as by the first video I shot when I told you I took a video of the roof. That was before he came around. I'll make sure it's all clean. Because the sun's going to come out, it's going to dry all this water and then all this debris. And again, not all this is me, but all this debris is going to sit here and become dust, and then it's going to get sucked into these guys' units. And that's not okay. So, somebody service cap. Got one last rinse here, and then we'll be pulling everything down. Alright, so here's your wrap. Roof washed off in between the units, because my sludge went all in between those units as well, so I didn't just rinse it to out of sight and make it their problem. We've got everything back on. I tested those capacitors. Even though I hate them, they look terrible, they test fine. So we're running here, we're on here. It hasn't cycled on yet, so I do want to watch it physically run just to make sure. This unit needs filters, which I don't have the correct filter on me, so I left the old ones in place, and we're gonna just ninja back here when somebody's passing through, and just slip up here, put the filters in, and get that done. The drain line was clear, so we're gonna fire this on, watch it run, make sure we're good. And for those who have the questions of like, I got here at 7:45 this morning, it's 9:15. So an hour and a half. And I'm alone. I took this apart, treated it, cleaned it. While that was marinating, I checked the electrical over there, make sure those contactors were good, rinsed it, treated it, rinsed it, treated it, like multitask, man. Hour and a half. Now, I'm also, even when I'm here cleaning coils, I charge full tilt, right? I don't have cheaper rates for doing anything, right? My rates are what they are. So I'm an expensive coil cleaner, which is why I'm not just here cleaning coils. While I clean the coils, I test the amp draw of the fan. I test the mechanicals of the contactors, the capacitors, to make sure we're good. So they're getting actual prevention services as well as a cleaning. So somebody who wants to tell me you can't properly clean those coils in an hour and a half, watch the video. I didn't cut anything out. They are flowing clear and clean now, and they were absolute crap before. So yeah, could I have stayed here for 3 hours and done the same job in 3 hours? Yes. But, you know, I operate the company, and I got plenty else to do. So, see ya.